Hello, it looks like we're live. This is Rene Bañuelos, co-founder and CEO of 22 Social, and I want to welcome you to another one of our famous Tuesday live trainings. Today we have something really exciting waiting for you. We're going to talk about how to turn a Facebook group into a money-making subscription so you can make money somewhat passively. So it's just me solo today. I know some of you are used to seeing me with Andrew Lane. He's homesick today. I think he's going to be chiming in the comments, but for sorry to disappoint you, it's just good old Rene here now. So we're going to start in a second, but I just want to cover a few things to make sure you guys know how to participate. Some of you guys have been watching for a while and you know what's going on. But before I start, I want to make sure I tell you you can always ask questions anytime during the live broadcast. I won't always get to them right away, especially if I'm just alone here today. Maybe Andrew's going to help in the comments, but go ahead and leave them. And if I see that it's relevant to what I'm talking about at that moment, I will go ahead and answer it. If not, I'm going to try to get to you guys at least towards the end. And I'm going to show you how this works. I mean, sure, you're obviously watching the video. If you're not watching, then I don't know what to tell you. But if you are, please let me know that my sound's coming in through, that I'm coming through loud and clear. It seems to look good from my end, but it always helps to get a confirmation. But this is the page you're probably watching on. And it looks like let me see. Let me test the audio real quick. Yep, the audio's coming through fine. So you're probably watching here. We have this new review widget. If you want to go ahead and leave us a review, appreciate that. But this is down here. If you don't know, this is where you can comment. If you're leaving a long comment, this thing auto refreshes just like this every few seconds. So if you want to go ahead and type a long comment, turn off auto refresh so it'll let you type. Once you're done, you could just refresh manually or turn that back on. I just don't want it refreshing on you, having you get frustrated. But that's just how it works. Like I said, if you have any questions, go ahead and ask them at any time, and I'll try to get to them all. If not at the moment you ask them, at least at the end. Looks like we have some people here from Anaheim. It looks like we also got Theo from Jamaica, South Australia. So that's good. So we got some people coming in here. That's great. All right, then I'm going to go ahead and get started in a second. Like I told you guys earlier, I have a training that's going to help you turn your Facebook group into a paid monthly subscription so you can start generating pretty close to passive recurring income. So I'm going to go ahead and load up the slideshow, and I'm going to get started for you. I'm going to go pretty quickly. We got a lot of this stuff already documented. I'm going to give you a link where to find stuff that's documented in detail. So I'm just going to whiz through a few things. But, hey, if you're, like I said, ask any questions at any time. Let's see. Hold on. Let me get this thing started. And just bear with me. I'm not usually running this solo, but I'll do my best to juggle everything. So, yes, this is 22 Social, in case you didn't know, and we're covering subscription groups, our official training. And like I said earlier, if you want to get all this stuff in full detail with even like clips of videos of different sections and everything, really well outlined, you can just go to that link. It actually links to our notes. We use Facebook Notes as our blog on our fan page. So go ahead and hit that, and you'll be able to, like I said, see full training on what I'm going to go over. So I'm going to whiz through some things today, just kind of to get you an idea of where you're at. So let's go ahead and get started. But actually, before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and show you some user spotlights. This is Justin Dunn, the Enlightened Horseman. I still almost every day we check to see who's performing, who's doing well in our system, and in a matter of days, he went from not having an account to generating a lot of people to join his paid Facebook group, and he actually teaches people how to build relationships with their horse and how to work with your horse, basically. But I was really intrigued by him. Actually, had the privilege of talking to him on the phone. He actually runs clinics where he helps kids that have terminal diseases have improved their self-esteem or their well-being, and actually improve their health by having a relationship with a horse. And he also helps people who are at risk of suicide or any depression issue to actually get therapy through their horse. So he does a lot of great stuff. Check him out, look him up. And Justin done the Mustang horsemanship. So look up his fan page. I really recommend you check it out, at least to see an example of what's going on. But I was really impressed how quickly he went from not having anything at all to having quite a few people paying him on a monthly basis. So he's gotten himself a good passive income, and he has a great cause. So I'm really excited for him. And we also have something a little bit of a different type of business. This Jacob, I'm going to kill his last name, so I'm going to pass on saying his last name. But he has a band, and they did something that hasn't really been done. It always boggles my mind how quickly and how easily somebody can put something together without even getting our support or asking any questions, just looking for through our training. And it's just a testament to how simple this is. Like I said, we had no contact with him, either support or any otherwise. Just with our training videos, he actually live broadcast a concert and charged people to watch. So, and what was crazy, he did not use Google Hangouts, which is what I'm using right now. He didn't, or YouTube Live. He actually did all that just with actually live stream. So you can actually use, I think there's live streams been around for a long time. They were kind of one of the early people who would allow you to live stream. It's actually it's expensive. It's not free, but that's what they used. And they made a lot of cash charging people to actually watch that concert right on their fan page. So that was pretty great. It always boggles my mind how creative people get. We have a few basic strategies that we teach, and we rotate them on Tuesdays. Like today, we're covering subscription groups, but this is something that we haven't covered. People get creative. There's so much you could do with this app that, hey, it just, your imagination is the limit. So they were able to, obviously they charged to attend the concert. I'm sure they made a lot of money there, but people who couldn't attend in person and who wanted to enjoy the concert got a chance to watch it right out through the band's Facebook page. So that was pretty cool. Really exciting example. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get going. Let's see. So what's the dream? If you have a business that, especially if you're like an expert or a coach or speaker or author or in that kind of, to a certain extent, it's the information industry. Your dream is to really build a recurring monthly income. That way, you know that January 1st or the first of every month, you know that, boom, you got income coming in, whether your business grows or not. You don't have to start from scratch. It's always cha-ching, cha-ching, right? The effect's better than me, but so that's the dream, is to how do you create that stable, recurring monthly income? And that's what we're going to talk about today, especially using Facebook groups. So 3 ingredients that you need. You need hosting and some way of delivering that content, right? So obviously you're going to provide some kind of value for that monthly subscription, some sort of content, something that can be delivered digitally. That way you can scale. That way, whether it's 10 people or 100 or 1,000 or 10,000 people who are consuming the same content or paying you, they need to be able to see that. They need to be able to consume that digital content that you're promising them for that monthly subscription. You also need community engagement. You could have a newsletter where nobody talks to each other, but I found that from different people we've seen, the ones that have success are the ones that create a community and actually get people to engage with each other and actually help each other out. And that creates a lot more people who really like being part of something. I think it's human nature. We like to belong to something. So that really helps to make sure that they stay with your subscription and they don't cancel. So it's part of making it stable. So the other is access control, right? So you have a place to deliver that content. You want to make sure that people can actually sign up and pay. And only those who are signed up and pay are actually seeing that content. So that's not open to the world. Otherwise, no one's going to pay you. If they know there's a way to get it for free, they have they have really no incentive to pay you your monthly subscription or yearly subscription. So what you'll need the hard way. So for online memberships, um, you need some sort of web hosting. You'll need content, a management system, right? Some way to manage all the content you're delivering. You need some sort of landing page software that's going to help you attract leads that you're going to offer your subscription to. You need some sort of payment processing system that is going to allow you to charge people and allow people to pay you online. You can't go manually collecting payments, right? Those days are gone. It's not efficient. And you need some sort of membership software to protect the content. So you also need professional web design. So if you're building this the hard way, someone's got to build it for you. Unless you're really, really talented in design, and very few people are, then you are going to need someone to help. Because if its content is well done, then it's easier to consume, and they're more likely to stick with you. So that's the hard way. That's a lot of different systems that you have to juggle. It's a lot of things that either you have to learn yourself or pay someone else to do it for you. And it's either going to be painful or expensive, or in some cases even both. So here's why Facebook groups are the answer. It's already a familiar platform. You already know how to use it. You've been using Facebook probably for 10 years or close to it. And it's got built-in hosting and the way to deliver content. So it's got obviously posts, just like you have in your personal profile. You can put posts, you can put videos, photos, you could put files in there, polls. I mean, there's so many different ways of delivering content built in right into the group. It's got community engagement. One of the hardest things about having a membership program is that if you can't get people to consume the content and go in there and engage with each other, they're not going to stick around. But on Facebook, on a group, they get notified every time there's new content. So they're going to jump in there and start engaging with it. So let's see. Hold on 1 second. Access control. Yes, that's what's great. Facebook does control that. If you create a closed group, only people who are in the group are going to be able to see the content. And what's great about that is, since it's using the Facebook account, few people share their account. Like if I have a product that I need my Facebook account to access, I'm not going to share the login to let somebody else see the product, because then they have access to my entire Facebook account. They can see my messages. They can post under me. I mean, there's so much I'm giving up. So I'm very, very unlikely to share my Facebook password, and so is everybody else. So that's what's great about it. You're not going to get people piggybacking and not paying. So what's missing? Well, there's quite a few things that are missing. That's where Tony Social fills in the gap. The first is your sales page. There really isn't a sales page in a group. It's not meant for that right out of the box. So it's missing that component. It's also a Facebook login for access control, and also PayPal integration. So you need some way for you to know who's paying me, so that you can add them to a group, and also some way for them to pay you. And that's where we actually use PayPal as part of Twain Social. And that's how your payment can happen. And Twain Social actually does all that in the background. There's no programming you're figuring out for you. You just plug things in and boom, they work. And you need some sort of confirmation page. After they've paid, you actually need to send them somewhere and give them some sort of content. And one of the reasons for this is because that actually makes it legal. Facebook doesn't want you to just sell the group. So if you have some content in a confirmation page after they've paid, and now they have access to that content, essentially that's what they bought, but it comes with a group. So that keeps you legal. If someone has more questions on that, I can get into that. But also Facebook group access integration, that I'll be talking about how that works. Since we use Facebook login and we know exactly what name, we have an exact match to the person who paid with the person who's asking for access to that group. And I'll cover that in more detail in later slides. But so how can you do all this, right? That's what I'm going to help you with today. Let me see if there's any questions. No, I think we're good so far. Let's see. So how can you do all this? Let's see. So we actually that's what we focus on, is how do we make things extremely simple for you so that you just plug a few things and boom, you're good to go, and you have a system that works. And that's what I'm going to show you how to make that happen, how simple it can be. This is most sales systems they're pretty complex and they're pretty costly. Like I haven't built a WordPress site in a long time, and I could probably program WordPress from scratch, but I don't want to. I don't like it. It's painful. It's painful to keep up with all the plugins, make sure that this plugin doesn't break the other plugin, and that this payment system integrates well with the theme that I bought. I mean, it's such a pain that to me, it's not worth it at all. So yeah, definitely not what we recommend. Yeah, definitely forget all that. Just build a Facebook page and a group for free. That's your first step. And most of you, if you have a business, if you're a coach or an expert or speaker or an author, you probably have a Facebook page. So now you just got to add a group if you don't have one yet. And then all you got to do is, with one simple click, you can install 22 Social right on your fan page. And that's where the fun stuff begins. That's what allows everything to actually work together. And here's what we mean. Now, the first part of that is Facebook login. That's actually built into every 20 Social app. When someone's going to opt into that sales page, we use Facebook login to identify who they are. So they don't need to create a login or username or password or any of that they're probably going to bother you about if they forget their password or they want to change their password for some reason. None of that needs to happen. The world already has a Facebook account. They just log in, boom, they're done, and that's it. It's pretty simple. So here's how it works. So every app comes with what we call a main content. That's what's automatically displayed if you don't have any kind of lead collection or you're not charging for the content. That's what's displayed, and that acts as your confirmation page. So that's what you build first. What are they going to see after they bought? And more than likely, it's a video that says, welcome, yada, yada. Here's how to start. The green button below takes you to the group. Something probably better than that. But yeah, this is the main content, what they see after they've already bought. But before that, if someone lands on this page and they haven't purchased yet, they see what we call the app gate or the opt-in page. So that's where you're pitching your concept. Whether this group's free or pay, let's say it was free, you're just collecting leads. That's where you tell them, hey, this is what's on the other side. Click on that button, log in with Facebook, and you'll get what I'm promising you for free. Oh. Ooh. What the hell? There we go. And the next thing is, once you're done with all that, you can share what we call a smart link to this page. And when you share it, it's going to automatically generate a post for you on whether that's on your personal profile, your fan page, or wherever you share the link. It'll load up a picture and description automatically, assuming you've set everything up correctly. I'm going to teach you how to do that. So when they see the post, assuming that they haven't bought yet or they haven't opted in yet, boom, they're going to see the gate. And after they click through, they're actually going to become a lead, and boom, now they see the main content. So it's those steps. They see the post, they click on that post, they see the gate, and that's where you pitch them on your concept or what you're promising. They click on that first button, and in the background, they actually become a lead. So now they're in what we call the social relationships manager, and then they're on your back end. Now you have their information. They're actually a lead now, more than a lead, because now you have their Facebook profile, so you can actually chat with them, send them a friend request, and get feedback from them. So it's a lot more powerful than just a name and an email. And they have your access to the main content, which then can lead them to a group. So yeah, basically what I just covered there. But if it is paid, which in this case it would be if you designate it to be a subscription, then right after they log in with Facebook, they're going to see PayPal, and they're going to complete their payment, sign up for your monthly subscription. And after that happens, yeah, then they're back in the main content. So that extra step is added. If it's actually paid, then they go to PayPal, and then they come back to the main content. So it's going back to this real quick again. It's they click on the post, they see the gate, sales. In this case, it's a sales page. They click through, they become a lead, and then they pay through PayPal, and boom, now they see the main content. So not only are they a lead, but they actually sign up for a monthly recurring payment. Let's see. Excuse me. Wow, come on. Sorry. So what are the exact steps to get all this working for a subscription group? And that's what we're going to go through in a minute. Let's see. So it's pretty simple. This is actually a concept or a way of describing it that Andrew came up with. It's you load your content, which is what they're paying for. And then you lock it, which is the gate. And then you share it, which is that post that gets generated. And boom, now you're in profit. Once people go through that, you start to generate some profit. And that's a go, right? So yeah, we're all in business. Obviously, we're making a difference for someone's person or someone's business, but obviously we need that chain to happen to keep going. Let's see. How do you build your paid app? So load the content. When you first install 20 Social app on your fan page, it'll be a blank slate, and you'll end up in the main content area, and that's the paid part. Second part is lock up your content, connect it to a Facebook group. Sorry about this. It's got a spelling error there. And your PayPal account, and then share your small link, and boom, you're in profit. But let's see. So let's look at loading your paid content first. You're going to choose a template. At the very top of every app, there's a button to choose a template. Be careful with this step. It's meant to happen at the beginning of everything. If you've already added a lot of content and you want to change a template, it actually overwrites everything. So that's not something you want to do. You actually just want to change a layout. So step one, choose a template, then choose a layout. You could change that one at any time without losing your content. To choose a layout that works for you, depending on how many content areas you need or what kind of content you're going to want to put there as the paid content. Then that's the layout that you're gonna pick. And then you edit the style to match your branding, your colors, the right fonts, to make that app look like the rest of your content or your fan page, so that it's a good experience for your customer. And fourth is to edit that content. So you're gonna load up your text, headers, the text at the top, the text at the bottom, maybe a video, maybe an image and some buttons. So that's what's gonna happen next. You're gonna do all that editing. And then you're gonna lock it. So you're gonna toggle and go to the app gate at the upper left-hand side. There's a toggle between the main content and the app gate. So you're gonna go through that and start. You can edit your text and media just the same way you did on the main content. So you wanna make sure to create a strong call to action message and make sure you're promising something that makes sense to that market. And edit that button text, and then set up your access settings to a subscription. Just like you see on the left-hand side, you're gonna choose subscription, and then you're gonna add a group URL. So I'm gonna go through that in a little more detail in a sec. So yeah, you want to make sure you enable the gate. If you don't enable the gate, no one's gonna pay, no one's gonna become a lead. And if that's what you want, then that's great, but that's not what we want here. Make sure that's enabled. You can edit your text, media, and then the access settings that I talked about earlier, which are here. There's 3 options. Lead, if it's free, you're just collecting leads. Single payment, if they're only paying once and kind of having lifetime access, or subscription payments. And there's something that's really, really cool. Give me a second. Let me see. Let's see. Daniel asked a question, which I think is pretty important right now. He's asking, how do I collect leads? That's exactly it, Daniel. You have to enable the gate and actually choose lead at the top as opposed to subscription. So that's how you would do that. So going back here to the subscription, you choose a product name and your seller name. In your case, it won't be Andrew Lane, whatever your company name is. The reason why this is important is because they're going to get an email from us after they sign up saying, hey, you just signed up for this product, which is your subscription group, or whatever you call that group that's going to make sense to them, from the seller. This is how you access that page in case you forgot how to get there. So we're going to send them an email. Of course, you can send them an email yourself as well. I'll talk about how to add your autoresponder in a second. And then you want to choose your currency. We have most of the ones there where we have users. If we don't have a currency that, as long as PayPal supports it, we can add it. Let us know. Just send a message to support. We can add it. We have currency for Australia, for the UK, for Canada, for Denmark. I mean, there's so many in that list. And what's cool, and actually this has been updated. Now you can choose 30 days or a year, or which is 365 days actually. So you can choose monthly or yearly. And what's cool, I really, really like the setup is we have 2 ways you can do this, or a few ways actually. You can have every single month cost the same thing. So the first time they pay could be, like it says here, $10, right? And every month thereafter, it could be $10. That's the simplest way to do it. But if you want to get creative, you could say, hey, you know what? I'm going to make my initial amount less than $10. I'm going to make it $1. I do that for one of my groups. And the reason I do that is because it makes it a no-brainer for people to try for a month, knowing that it's going to be $10 the second month. But that's okay. If they want to cancel before the 30 days are up, then they're only paid $1. If not, they stick around. So it helps you close the sale a little easier on that sales page if they know they only have a few bucks to give up or to pay just to check it out, right? You could also reverse it. Let's say with that membership, you include like a setup cost that's or maybe an interview at the beginning, and that's a lot more of your time. And maybe the setup initial amount is maybe $500 because it's a 3-hour session with you, and then it's a monthly subscription. So it could be backwards as well. It could be a higher amount initially. So let's see. And we have let's see. Second part of the setup is connecting your PayPal credentials. This is something you can get from your PayPal account. If you click that link on that button, it'll actually take you to the place where you can actually get that. It looks very similar to this. Sometimes it's a little different, but they'll give you. This is not your PayPal password and username. We don't want that. We don't need to have it. This is just for the API purposes. It does not give us access to your account, so don't worry about it. All it does is allow us to create payments in your account so people can pay you. So it's different. Don't type in your regular username and password. That's not what this is. So yeah, so that's where you can get them. Let's see. The next part is connecting a Facebook group. Connecting a Facebook group. So you want to put in the URL for your Facebook group, and it'll make sense why in a second why you want to put that in there. You also have an option. If you see the checkbox right below where the URL goes, you can actually send subscribers right to the group after the gate. And all they'll see is a little message that says, yeah, click here to continue your Facebook group. Once you're there, please, there's a typo there, I believe. Click on the join button to get access. You can customize that message, but that's all they'll see, and they'll go right to the group, and they'll skip the main content. If that's what you want to happen, it's not very common, but if you just want the gate to kind of be just a pass through, then that can work. Subscription payment with access group. So this is actually an example of another horse trainer. So this is her fan page, a public fan page. And if you notice, she just posted the link on her fan page, and boom, you can click on that and you'll get sent right to the gate. This is her gate. This is where she tells you what you're going to get if you join the group. It's for a mere $10 a month is how she worded it. Let's see, right here. So once you click through, you're going to log in through Facebook, and then you're going to pay through PayPal and sign up for that monthly membership. And boom, you have the main content. And that's, I mean, you don't need to have too much here. I mean, but it is great to have a little welcome message to tell them what to expect. And she just has a link right to that button, to the group, I'm sorry. So they can click through to the group from that point on, and then they can request access. What's great about the way our system works is since we use Facebook login, then the name that they use when they pay is the same name that's going to be requesting access over here. So when you get a little notification from Facebook that says John Smith is asking for access, you can go back to the SRM where all the list of clients are at in the back office for your for your app, the SRM is what we call it. You can click and say, oh, that's right, John Smith paid. Or no, he didn't. Oh, great, that's a lead. I'm going to message him and say, hey, you know what? If you want more information, check this thing out. I'm going to send them the link right to this app for them to check it out, and maybe he'll buy. So that's great. It's not bad that they're requesting when they haven't paid. It's just another lead for you, right? So, but the point is, it'll be easier to match and see if that name that's asking for access is the same name that paid you. If you use a different system, it won't match. They could have paid with their husband or their wife's credit card, and it'll be a different name that paid as opposed to the one that's requesting access. And you're going to have a real hard time getting that to match up. So yes, I was like, this is the back end. This is the SRM that I talked about. And that's where you can actually find the name to make sure they paid. The ones that have green boxes on the left-hand side, those are the ones that paid. The ones that have gray are the ones that went through just before paying and bailed out. So that's also people you might want to message and see if they have questions. Maybe they do want to buy and they just got sidetracked. I don't know. The kids came in and they got busy with something else. So you be smart to message them and see if they want to sign up. So you'll be able to see their information. What's great is you'll be able to log into, you'll be able to see their Facebook profile and send them a friend request, send them a message. So that's what's great. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see. And actually, one thing to note here is if someone tried to come in and they didn't pay, you could always just manually enable, give them access, and you'll see their badge changing at the top. But also, I told you earlier, you want to put in that link to your group. And here's why. Because in the cancel list, you'll be able to click on their name. If someone's going to cancel eventually on your account. So if they cancel, in this case, she hasn't had any, but if they cancel, you're going to see their name on that tab. If you click on the cancel list, you'll see the ones that recently canceled. With one click of their name, our system is going to go and find them for you on that group. So you can just click on that little gear icon and hit remove. That's as easy as it can get. And the reason we're able to do that again is because we use Facebook login. So we know that the name that didn't pay for whatever reason is the same name that is in the group. So we're able to find them so you can quickly remove them. That's probably the biggest problem. Some people don't even do a Facebook group just because they can't get this to match, and they have a hard time getting people removed. So let's see. Let me see. Yep, that's it. Just click remove from group. Let's see, and boom, you're making recurring income with a Facebook group. I love groups, and this image is getting me a little dizzy here, but actually, there's one thing I want to cover. I just don't want to be in that image. It's too strong for me. But what's great about a group that I really didn't cover earlier is that you could do Facebook Live. In fact, this horse trainer, I believe that's all she does is Facebook Lives into the Facebook group, and only the people who are in the group who are paying you are seeing that Facebook Live. So to her, it's pretty easy. Just got everything set up. People are paying. They're getting added to the group. And when she's ready to create value or train, she just goes out to the ranch and starts working with that horse, mounts up a phone on a tripod, and boom, she's good to go. She's providing value, right? Giving valuable training on that group. She doesn't have to mess with everything. Just from her phone, she could actually be fulfilling her promise of training people or teaching them about their horse. So yes, boom. you got a recurring income with a Facebook group. So let's see. I told you earlier that every time somebody buys, we actually send them an email, but optionally, you could set up an autoresponder so that when they actually opt in, whether it's free or it's paid, when they opt in, they get added to your email list. And you can trigger an email to them and say, hey, welcome to our group. Yeah, here's what you need to know, yada, yada, some sort of welcome message from you. To do that, you click on SRM at the top of the app. You can click on CRM to connect your CRM. And then select your favorite autoresponder. We work with all the major ones, and we're adding new ones all the time, so it should be easy to find. And you can toggle back to the gate and click on button, and you'll be able to add your list information on that page. which will be your, usually it's a list ID or some sort of form ID, depending on which autoresponder you're using. But again, that helps you send them a welcome message, or even remind them, hey, I just posted new content, go check it out, right? Again, if they consume the content, they're a lot more likely to stick around. Let's see. Yeah, so now you want to make sure you you edit the Facebook preview or share details section. At the top of every app, there's a Facebook preview link, and allows you to create, adding an image URL and headline in the description, and that's what generates the automatic preview. So that when you throw that link on your timeline, it automatically pulls an image and the headline and a paragraph description. So it almost automatically creates an ad for you, because you can actually just boost this thing. That's an ad. So yeah, and then you could just publish the app, post that link, and boom, you're ready for it. Now, making the sales, right? So you want to make sure that, I mean, the first thing you got to do is share your share this with your warm leads. So you got to remember that cold leads don't usually buy because they don't know you well enough. So one thing you could do is create some sort of giveaway to collect leads or collect information. Somebody asked earlier how to collect leads. There is a note on how to do that right on our notes. If you go to the notes, the first link I send you, you write on notes. You could check out the rest of our notes. And it could even be as simple as creating another app that's just your recommended products that showcases all your offers. But mainly the idea is you don't expect people to buy if just from cold traffic. I mean, you got to warm them up. You got to give them something for free so that they can get a taste of what you got to offer before they trust you enough to actually pull out their wallet and sign up for something that's paid, right? So remember, it's pretty simple. You load the paid content into that main content area of Tone Social. You lock it by setting up your gate and choosing whether this is a subscription or a single payment. In this case, for a Facebook group, it would be a subscription. And you share that link, and once people go through, boom, you profit. And that register got stuck there for a second, but let's see. So actually, before I get to a price winner, I'm going to go ahead and see what we have questions-wise. Let's see. Let me see. Let me go through this real quick. Give me a second. I haven't had a chance to really look through this, so bear with me there. So I'll start from the top. I'm going to turn off the auto refresh. Excuse me. Affiliate payment works on subscriptions. Unfortunately, it does not. We have an affiliate payment option, but that's only for single payment. Unfortunately, that's a limitation that PayPal has put on us. It's not something that we decided, but that works for affiliate, for single payment only, not subscriptions. But we do track it, so you could get creative. You could, after they've paid, you could tell them, look, I'm looking for help to grow this group. If you refer 5 people, I'll give you a free session with me. The system will track it. There is a leaderboard. It'll know that so-and-so has referred 5 paying customers, but it just won't, it won't pay them automatically. So, so you could get creative with how you reward them. So Theo asking, how can I add, for example, social media marketing management tools that they can use? Theo, you could either create that links to those resources right on the main content, or you can add them on the Facebook group. There's a files section of the Facebook group, and you can just add a document in there that lists everything that you promised them, all the links to everything that they're going to need. Yeah, Kathy, yeah, she's asking, is there an option to set up a discount coupon on the gate? There is for single payments right now. Excuse me, sorry. And Andrew has put a link right there to the live demo. But in the next weeks or a few weeks, any day now, actually, we're going to add them for this subscription. So you're going to be able to actually have some sort of discount code so that you can have a special link. So maybe there's a few people on who bought a product from you before, your friends or something who want to get in for free. There'll be a link for that. Or maybe you want to give them 50% off. There'll be a way to do that as well. Robert, we haven't added anyone yet, just PayPal right now. but we are considering Stripe, and we'll check out Wave. So thanks for the heads up. See, looks like Andrew answered Rodolfo's questions. Let's see what Mark's saying. So if they're like me, they forget or too late. I think Mark's talking about the when you set up an initial payment that's lower for them to try it. Then they forget, they're too lazy to cancel it. That can happen. Let's see, positive news, but in just a few, Tony says, in a few hours throughout the weekend, I set up a membership site and lead capture page using 2 apps. It is mostly done and just needs tweaking and link adding. I'm amazed at how easy this. It is pretty simple, Tony. You don't need to be a super techie programmer type person. So yeah, if you're confused as to how this works, I kind of went through essentially how this works inside your fan page, but I do recommend that you watch their foundation training. It really makes it work. So Rodolfo's asking, is this working for MLM content lead generation? Yes, that recommend checking our giveaways. In fact, if you set this whole thing up and you don't have warm market, you want to warm people up, I do recommend you check out our note on giveaways to create a giveaway that gives people a taste of what you're all about and what you could do for them. And that way they get warmed up. And then in the giveaway, then you can upsell them and tell them about your membership. Let's see. I think, Tony, if you want to do that, I think you want to interview somebody on a live stream. I recommend checking out our note. Wow. Okay. I think I get it, Tony. So you want to have people have some sort of chat conversation, but only people who've paid for it. What you could do is on your app, the one that you've set up as a paid subscription, that's a comment stream, and only they will have access to that. So that's a good way for them to have that conversation right on there, Tony. So, so I think again. Daniel, if you're listening, check out the notes giveaway, the note on giveaways. Says Rodolfo saying, when I post the picture shows my post has no. Okay, yeah, Rodolfo, you need to change the preview settings, and Andrew just give you a link on how to do that. That way, when you share the link, it'll actually give you the image, auto-generate an image and a paragraph that's relevant to your app. Yes, Keith, you can use it up 3 fan pages. Let's see. I'm new and I'm still going through. Let's see. It looks like there's having an issue with the link, so we'll let support handle that. Mark says WordPress is an invitation down a rabbit hole. Yeah, it can be. Says everybody's an expert in the world. It gives me great pleasure to prove them wrong when it comes to their expert websites. Here they are living on Facebook and not knowing what power they have. That's right. Mark says he's worked in equine therapy farm in Oregon. Yeah, it is. Let's see. Looks like the rest of them are just hellos. A lot of great people. LA, San Antonio, Washington State, New Zealand, I think. New Zealand. Wow, it's 3 people. Florida. Let's see. Wow. All right, great. Let me check. Let me go to the top. Refresh again. See if there's any more questions. Kathy, yes, you can drive a Facebook ad directly to an opt-in page on your page, and every app has an opt-in I'm sorry, a smart link that drives right to it. Don't send them to your timeline. Send them right to the app. That way they'll opt in. Otherwise, they'll get lost in there and they won't find what you're trying to give them. So, Chantel, can you give them 2 payment options? Monthly to a second one, discounted payment for access for a year. We not right now. The only way to really do this right now is if you have a separate app, one of them monthly, one of them yearly, and do it that way. But that's something we're going to add very soon. You're not the only one that's asked, so we're definitely going to work on that. I don't have a date to have that ready. We're finishing subscription coupons, and we're probably going to add that next. So I'm not sure exactly when, but we're definitely going to add that. You're not the only one that's asked. See, Barbara's going to catch a replay. And yeah, I just added about Stripe. Let's see. Yeah, so he handled that. How do you do a 5-star thingy? I like it. We call it the review widget, Nicole. And basically, if you go to the media section, just like you add a video or you add a picture, there is, in fact, let me go ahead and share that real quick. Actually, let me go through those other questions, and then and I'll get to that, Nicole, in a second. I'll share the app towards the end. If I don't, Nicole, it looks like if it sounds like I'm not, make sure to remind me. When I share the page, I'm gonna go through and show you guys how to add this review widget. Yeah, you can. Theo wants to know if you can take a link and share it with Google Plus groups. You can share it anywhere. I mean, you can get a billboard and put it on it if you want. So yeah, it can go anywhere. Celia says our gears are turning. That's good to know. Let's see. Quay says this is awesome. Yeah, we're using Admo. We're using Hangouts on Air. Lots of usages, Daryl. Yeah, that's right. Let's see. I think I pretty much covered it. Let me do one last refresh, and then I'm going to show you guys the winner. Great info. Frank says he's continually amazed at the power and ability of the system. James says great stuff. What happens if someone isn't a member of the Facebook group and wants to join? Well, I mean, they would request access. And then, like I covered earlier, you would just make sure in the SRM to make sure they have actually paid. If they request access and they haven't, then I would message them and send them a link and say, hey, you need to check this out. And send them right to the sales page. Let's see. One last one. Oh, it looks like that might be it. Let's see. Oh, no. I don't want to do that. Let's see. The winner, I think. Let's see. Let me go through this real quick. Sorry about that. So today's winner. Let me see. Where's the drum? Is this it? Yeah, got the right one. The winner is Dan Hughes from Knoxville, Tennessee. I didn't know. Andrew actually set this up. I didn't know who the winner is, so I'm surprised just as much as you guys are. So congrats, Dan. You won 1 year of 22 Social Premium. That's our best account we have right now. It's a $948 value. And that allows you to do everything the standard does. However, you get 100 fan pages. So if you want to set up an agency, if you want to help local businesses or other clients, you can install this on up to 100 fan pages. So this could be a really solid money maker for you by just charging people to add a 20 Social app to their fan page, whether it's a lead magnet or a subscription group or a sweepstakes or a hangout. There's so much you could do. So definitely a lot of opportunity. So Dan, we will be adding that. So your account is going to be updated in the next day or two, and you'll be ready to go. So I'm excited for you, Dan. Can't wait to see what you create with it. And let's see. Actually, I sort of went through Q&A already. I'll check at the end. But I actually want to share a few things. So somebody is asking, how do I get that review thingy, which we call the review widget? So if you're on your app, if you hit content, there'll be a media section at the top, a media button. Click media, and in this case, I have. If you just so you know how the media sections work, they're stacked on top of each other. There's up to 5. In this case, I have a like plugin, this video that you're watching live, and the review thingy or the review widget that we call. So if you click on media, the first one is a Facebook like plugin. I threw in that URL for our fan page. The second is the YouTube video, which is actually the link to this Hangout. That's how you're watching. And the third one, there's nothing on number 3. Wrong door. Number 4 is that ratings widget. I've been calling it a review widget. I'm sorry, it's a ratings widget. So the way this widget works is it allows you 2 different actions depending on what people click on. So if you click on 3 stars or less, it'll take you to a URL. If you click on more than 3 stars, 4 or 5, it'll take you to a different URL. So what we did is we created a form. So if you don't like what we're doing, we send you the form where you can tell us how to fix that. If you do like what we're doing, you want to give us a 4 or 5 star, then we send you right to the Facebook review widget, the official one, where you can give us that 5 stars. So let's see, going back. So if I hit out 3 stars into a form, so you can tell us how we can improve what we're doing, and that way we can actually earn the 5 stars that we want to earn. So not going to do that now. Or if you click on 5 stars, we'll actually send you to the actual review widget. So not so bad. So that's how that review widget thingy works. If you guys are watching and if you like what we're doing, I'd appreciate it 5 stars. If you don't like what we're doing, click on 3 stars or less and fill up the form and let us know what we need to change or improve. Also, you just saw the winner. So if you want to win yourself, you can get a personal referral link to our training. You can just click on that button, and the system will give you a referral link, just like any sweepstakes that you guys set up. It works the same way. And if they register, you'll get another chance to win. And the way it works is if you already have a Toy Social account, and if the person actually gets an account, maybe they don't win, but they get an account, it'll count towards you earning a free account. It's all described down here. It's part of our 3 in your free program. There's also the group. Make sure to join that to keep updated with news and updates. We do a lot. It's really, really thriving group. So make sure if you're not part of the group, make sure you join that. And the stuff we have at the bottom of the comments all the way down, just wanted to go through that real quick, is, let's see, I'm going to go ahead and hide the editing options because it looks a little weird. Sorry, didn't mean to get you dizzy there. So if you don't have a Toy Social account and you want to check us out, we can do it for free. There's a 30-day trial, and it's $29 a month thereafter. And if you are a customer, you forgot, we send you to the Fast Start game plan as soon as you get an account. But if you forgot where that's at, there's a link for it right here. There's also a link for it on the left-hand side on our fan page. So, and that's where you can check out the videos. Andrew mentioned someone that they should check out the foundation video. All that stuff's in here to get you going and make sure you have success. We have that review. We're probably going to throw the widget in here, but so you guys know what that's about. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and see while I'm on here. Let me see if there's any more comments. Let's refresh this thing. Let's see. Oh, wow. A few thousand, Quay, actually. Let's see. And Mark knows that. I don't know where you're pulling this number from, Mark, but okay. Let's see. Shelly's asking, is a review app for each of the live presentations or the entire website? It's actually a review. You can do anything with it. I mean, if you're a local business and you want to send people to review you on Yelp, you can do that. It's really what it really does. It actually splits the traffic so that the people who click 3 or less stars go to one location after they click, and the people who click on 4 or 5 stars go to a different location. It actually doesn't store anything. It's just the ability to kind of divide the traffic so that you're able to perhaps even generate a form of some type so that they can give you feedback, as opposed to getting them to actually review your business and give you a 1 or 2 or 3 stars right publicly. And that's what you're trying to avoid. So what we do is just either it's a form if it's a low star rating, or it's right to the Facebook review widget, which is actually the review for the entire fan page. It's not a website; it's the fan page. So yeah, actually, the group's not a representation of the active people, but anyway, go back. Thanks. See, Quay says thanks so much. See, I'm pretty much coming towards the end. If you guys have a question, go ahead and ask now, or forever hold your peace, or don't hold your peace. Actually, go to the group and ask there. We're always checking that. There's a lot of people there. But actually, we have just a curious, interesting fact, Mark. There's been, I think, we're close to 600,000 opt-ins on our app. Just to give you an idea, obviously they're not all users, but just to give you an idea of how many people have gone through the app, how many people actually would see our logo and recognize it, it's about 300,000. So let's see, any last little refresh. The review, if you click, Tony, if you click on the 5 stars in the same page, it'll take you to the review app for ours. Then you can actually just use the same format for your fan page. Just change the Twain Social part to be the name of your page, and it should be the same link. I believe. I'm not sure if you have to be a local business or have an address on it to have reviews, but you may. But try it. If it doesn't work, then go ahead and post to the group, and I'm sure someone's figured it out. So Steve's asking, I have 68,000 people on a page, but haven't monetized it. Why is Twain Social the best way to go? I'm obviously very, very biased. We've been working with Facebook probably since 2010, going on 7 years now. So we know exactly how that system works. But one of the biggest reasons is because if you want to keep it simple and keep it all on your fan page, then we're pretty much the only way to do it. I don't know if anyone else actually helps you monetize right inside Facebook for something that's not physical products. So if you want to keep that experience on your fan page for those people who are used to going to your fan page, then that's one way to do it. I think we're the simplest, easiest way to pull it off. So that's, Steve, I'm sure there's more I can go into depth, but that's pretty much it. It's very simple to do it, as you've seen today, and it's keeps that experience inside Facebook, which is what your fans are used to doing, is to consuming content from you right on Facebook. So you want last little refresh. Excellent show. That's what you're asking. So Tony's Andrew just give you, Tony, the link to the article on how to set that up. I think we're good. I think that's pretty much it. So with that, I'm gonna leave you guys, and I'm gonna see you guys in the group. And if you have any more questions, I mean, I can stick around and answer them on the chat. But if not, then I go ahead and post to the group. It's very, very active. So if you haven't joined it, go ahead and join. And I'll see you guys in the next hangout, which will be next Tuesday, and we will be covering giveaways. Actually, I believe. Yeah, I think that's it. Andrew's probably on chat, gonna correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's giveaway. So I'll see you guys next Tuesday, and can't wait to be with you again. So have a good one.